Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today we're going to be talking about film photography. So I wanted to make a video because I've seen so many videos and I feel like they all don't give me the information I want. So today I'm making a video for you guys and we're going to be talking about where to get cameras, where to get film, and where to develop your film. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. I don't know if I have echo in here. Okay, let's get started. So talking about cameras, I've watched videos where they're like, oh yeah, my dad had this camera sitting around, so I was just so lucky. And I'm like, okay, but my dad doesn't have a camera sitting around. So, well, actually my brother did, but I had a hard time kind of digging through Instagram pages, finding out where I can buy cameras. And I came across a few pretty good websites. So let me tell you guys the tea. I have a little list here so I don't forget. I personally like a specific Depop seller. He has an Instagram. I'll leave it here somewhere. His name is Josh and he sells a ton of cameras. Like, I don't know where he gets them from, but they're really good quality cameras. He tests them himself and he makes sure that they work before he sells them to you. So I personally love that. I will say that he is from the UK, so you are going to be paying customs fees when they come in. But I bought myself a Canon SureShot, which is this camera right here, and it was freaking like mint condition. So I would definitely recommend him. Also, there is a shop in East LA. I think it's called like 30 Minute Photos. I'll also tag them here, but their Instagram is East LA Film Shop, and they also sell film and they develop your pictures. So that's like 3-in-1 if you guys are in the LA area. Another place that I like to check for cameras is OfferUp. I actually bought Olympus camera. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that well. Something in here is broken. That sucks, but that doesn't mean that cameras on OfferUp don't work. There's actually more expensive cameras on OfferUp because they know that they're like expensive, so they try to like hike the price up. But occasionally you'll find a good camera, and that's actually how I found the East LA Film Shop, because they had a listing on there. eBay is also another really good place to find some cameras. I just feel like those two websites, like, they're gonna hike up the price a little bit. I want to mention a shop that I found on Etsy that also sells film cameras. It's called Bose Film. I'll leave a picture or link, or I'll leave a picture here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I haven't bought anything from Bose Film, but I have been eyeing them. Also, Reformed Film Lab, they have an Instagram, but they're based out of Florida. They sell, I'm pretty sure they sell film, they sell film canisters, and I think they sell cameras. I'm pretty sure you can get your pictures developed there, but that's if you live in Florida. Although I will say there are places where you can ship in your film and they'll develop it for you. It's just a matter of like waiting for it to get there and then waiting for it to come back. I personally cannot wait for that, so I go in person, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then B&H Photo is like, so B&H Photo is like a monster, okay? They sell like everything. That place is like, they sell cameras, printers, computers. Actually, I don't know if they sell computers. They sell film, I believe. The reason I found out about them is because I buy my like Fujifilm Instax film there, if that makes sense. They have it, it's like really cheap compared to like anywhere else you can find it. But yeah, so this is just, I'm just gonna make a list again of the camera places that I mentioned. Everybody will be linked down below. Like, I'm not gonna hold off on you guys. I hate hearing like, oh yeah, just, you know, travel around in your thrift shops and hopefully you guys can find something. Like, no, I want to be able to search something and look for it, and if I have the money, I want to buy it. So number one for sure that I'm gonna recommend is Josh's Depop, as well as East LA Film Shop. They also get a lot of cameras and test them out. But don't forget to check out OfferUp, eBay. You never know when somebody's gonna put a camera that you've been looking for. So those are the places to get cameras. Here are my recommendations for if you've never ever shot film. Like, you don't know what you're doing and you just like have no idea how to like put the film into the camera, like none of that stuff. I would recommend getting a Fujifilm or a Kodak disposable camera first. Those are interesting because you have to like roll back the rewind the film, and that will kind of just get you through the process of taking photos and getting them developed. So usually when you do that, you give them the whole camera and they just give you back the prints. Obviously they're not going to give you back the camera because it is disposable, but if you've already gone that route, I would say like maybe your next step could be getting a Ilford camera, a Kodak camera, or a double film camera. Those are all pretty much the same in terms of they are all plastic body cameras that are reusable. They all have film. I mean, they all have flash, and it's a good start to get used to this, taking pictures with the lighting, flash. I think the flash is always on. Now that I think about it, I'm not too sure. But it'll get you used to the process. Once you feel comfortable enough, or if you want to just dive right in, check out the places I mentioned for cameras and buy a freaking camera. Honestly, you just have to get started. I don't know what else to say. It's really a trial and error process, especially when it comes to film. Just pick a good spot to develop your photos and kind of just go from there. Okay, let's talk about film. When I first started, I went to Walgreens and I got I believe Kodak Ultramax 3-pack. I'll have the picture here. Those are really, really nice. The pictures come out really nice. The colors are very vivid, but they're kind of expensive. So that's why I like to get Fujifilm Superior Extra. These you can find at CVS. So those are my top 2 film. I love them because there's CVS's and Walgreens everywhere, so you don't need to be like hitting up certain spots to get these like basic films, right? You can only get these at CVS and you can only get the Kodak ones at Walgreens. I haven't checked, but Target may have some film, but I'm not too sure. But there are some other places that you can get film as well. As I mentioned before, the East LA Film Shop does sell film and they have a ton of it for all kinds of cameras. And also a camera shop in Long Beach called Tuttle Camera. I'll leave a picture of their stuff here. They also sell a ton of film. They have like special film like that you don't really find in a lot of places. So does East LA Film Camera. Both of those have like specialty films. And by specialty films, I mean things like this lomography Lomochrome film that I haven't shot in it yet, and things like Cinestill film for daylight. You know, kind of just like specialty film that's not your average Fujifilm and Kodak. I'm not gonna get into ISOs because honestly, I'm still kind of learning them myself. And when you want to get started, like all of that stuff is kind of overwhelming. So I would just stick with Kodak Ultramax. If you can get your hands on Kodak Gold, that one is so pretty. All the pictures look super warm. And the Fujifilm Superior. So if you're just starting, like you don't want to overwhelm yourself with all these other ones. I just bought them because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick it in my camera and see how it comes out, and then I'll know how they work. But I'm not so big on like, I'm not like a snob, you know? I don't really know what I'm doing here when it comes to like choosing different films. I stick to what I know, and every once in a while I'll throw in one of these and see how they come out, and that's about that. Now let's talk about where to develop your pictures. So all this work and you don't know where to take your cameras. I think people usually think like, okay, develop photos, let me go to CVS, Walgreens, or like Costco or Sam's Club. I have never developed my pictures there because I don't trust them. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but I have ordered like prints from CVS and they came out so blurry. So I was like, never going back there again. I think Costco used to do it. I don't know if they still do. But one of my friends posted that she was getting her film developed in Artesia, and I was like, hey, what's the name of this? And I found a place called 19 Minute Photo Lab in Artesia. I'll leave the info here. That place to me is like gold, okay? She doesn't sell cameras and I believe she doesn't sell film, but if I'm not mistaken, her name is Betty, the shop owner. And like, I love that place. Her turnaround time is pretty quick. It's like, if it's not the next day, then it's like 2 days. And to me, that's really fast, and that's good because I want to get my pictures like instantly. Another thing that I love about that place is that she offers scans. Well, yeah, I guess scans, like digital photos. So it's cool because if I get a roll of film that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I really want these pictures digital, I'll pay for the scans and my prints. So I have both. So I have like a digital version of it plus my prints. So for example, recently I went to Chicago and I took a bunch of pictures of me and my friends and everybody, and I wanted to share the photos like digitally because I didn't want to have to take pictures of every single photo that I took. So I bought the digital photos from her and then I just texted everybody like their pictures, and I thought that was really, really cool because I have like the physical pictures, but they also have a piece of those memories as well. So as I mentioned before, East LA Film Labs also develops your photos. I've only developed photos there twice, and they've taken a while to get to me. I haven't gone back only because it's more out of the way to drive, for me to drive there, than Artesia. Artesia is like more in my vicinity of where I'm usually driving, so it's like more on the way. I would definitely go back for the like specific little films that I can't find everywhere, and probably to buy a camera. Another place that develops film pictures is Tuttle. They're kind of really expensive. I was kind of shocked because they have like a really cool system going on. Like they have a really nice store and their Instagram is like really active, but honestly I would not go there to develop my pictures. The prices were like crazy. I don't mean to bash, I'm trying to save money, you know what I mean? And if I found a place that does it beautifully and charges me less, I'm obviously gonna go there. So East LA Film Lab Film and 19-minute Film in Artesia, they both give you the negatives, which is really important. I think you want to go somewhere that'll give you the negatives. That way, if later on in the future you want to reprint the pictures, or you want to get a picture like blown up, like super big, you have the original copy or the original negative. So those are my recommendations. So now that I mentioned where you can buy cameras, where you can buy film, and where you can develop it, I want to go ahead and give you a few little tips that I've learned over time of shooting some film. One thing, if you're going to travel with film, these film canisters could not, or I should say, should not be passed through the X-ray scanners. So what that means is you want to go ahead and put it in its little case, and you ask the person, can I get a hand check? You know what you're talking about. The point is that they are not going to pass this through the scanner because they know that it'll mess up the pictures before they even get taken or developed. Now, if you have a camera that already has like film in here, like right now I have, well, you can't really see, but I have 17 pictures in here. So if I was traveling, this is a 24 exposure roll. I would want to finish taking the pictures before I get to the airport, take out the roll, put it back in this little thing to get it hand checked again, because you don't want them to pass the camera through and then it messes up the film inside the camera. So the few times that I've traveled with film, I try to not have any film in the camera before you pass through the X-ray, and before you come back, make sure you've taken all your photos and taken out the film from the camera. Another tip for shooting film is if you feel like your setting is kind of low light, get the flash in. Which brings me to something else that I just remembered. When you're buying a camera, it's better if you get something with flash. All of my cameras have flash, and the first ever camera that I shot on, which is like a Vans freebie disposable camera, had zero flash. All my pictures were horrible except one, and from that point on I was like, girl, when I have flash, I'm gonna use it in low light settings. But for the most part, if you just feel like it's kind of dim, go with the flash. If you don't want to use flash and it's dim, it'll come out okay, it just won't be as crisp, if that makes sense. So something else I want to talk about is storing the photos. Like, you get your pictures, now what? You're just gonna put them in a box. I personally bought a album from Michaels and I stored a majority of my photos. Let me show you guys. So I bought this album from Michaels. It is I think the brand is Recollections, and this is a magnetic, I'm gonna call it like magnetic free pages or something. They're the old school ones that you need to open up the plastic to stick the photo down. So the picture of my nieces, and I don't know if you can tell, it has like a little film on top, and I went ahead and put like most of our pictures in here. So I bought this album that I really enjoy. You can display them however you want. You can put them on your on the wall of your room. This is how I want to start conserving my memories. So I definitely recommend this album from Michaels. I'll go ahead and leave a link to it down below so you guys know which one to get. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. I will be more than happy to answer them for you. As I mentioned, all the links will be down below. All the places I've talked about for cameras, for film, and for getting them developed, everything is down below. This is a gold mine of information because I feel like when I tried to find this information, it was so hard. So I'm hoping that this will help you guys out to get started, start shooting some film, and I definitely do think like it's coming back. it's coming back for sure, and I'm very happy about it. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Just follow me on Instagram. I post some of my film pictures on there at viceesme on everything. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. You gotta go anyway.